Hi everyone. This week's bite-sized learning session is called Make a Difference. I created this presentation one night when I couldn't fall asleep, and I had my head with loads of thoughts that I needed to write down, and I accidentally came up with an idea of a presentation out of my thoughts. I decided to call it Make a Difference, and I think it's the most appropriate title for it. So I'll start with two questions. Why do we deliver a design that simply ticks a box? And what that means, I'm going to explain in a moment. Why not deliver a design from outside the box? So why don't we deliver a design that is more sustainable, that is safer to everyone, that is more accessible, more inclusive to everyone? We might have loads of different ideas outside the box, but why are we afraid to actually do something beyond what is requested? So currently, we have met with the responses as on a slide that building control didn't request it, or we don't have to do it under building regs, or this is only guidance, so we don't have to comply, or simply it's outside the scope. So why do we limit ourselves with paperwork? Why, instead of delivering something that can work better, we limit the potential of the design to what the box requires to get a tick? And what is very important to remember, compliance with standards and regulations is a minimum that should be delivered. This concept can be applied to many areas, but today I would like to focus on health and safety, accessibility and environment. So starting with accessibility, we've got a lot of people that can freely come and go to different facilities, different services, shops, venues. They can access those places without effort, without difficulty. What if we introduce one design change that could improve accessibility for one person only? As an example, it could be one wheelchair user, or one person with hearing impairment, or one person with visual impairment. What if that design change gets introduced beyond the standards and regulations that we've got at the moment? So then for the client, the benefits for the client are more revenue, because we've got one more person, and obviously it's more than one, but it just to show an example that we've got actually more people accessing the facility. We've got more footfall, we've got better publicity for the client, and it's positive experience to everyone, because it could be we could have a friend that uses a wheelchair, we could have family member. So the positive experience is to absolutely everyone. But most of all, that positive experience is for that one person. The life for this person has just got better. That one person has access to services, facilities and venue that they couldn't access before, or they could, but with difficulty and with effort. They do not feel excluded. They have more options. So why not go beyond the box? If staying with the Equality Act, at the recent accessibility conference I have attended, one of the speakers have said something that really opened my eyes. It's something that we all accepted as a norm, and we don't even think about it much anymore. It's as the picture shows, is the ladies queuing to the toilet. In venues, in shopping centers, in a majority of places where the footfall is quite high, while men never do. So why is this happening? This affects all of us indirectly or directly. That could be a wife with a child, or it could be ourselves. I have been queuing to the toilet in major venues since I was a little girl, and so many years have passed, and that's not changed. I think what we need to realize that this is happening because there is a standard that it's been advised to the client for a number of toilets for ladies, a number of toilets for gents. Why not, instead of ticking a box under this standard, why not delivering something that works better for everyone and actually delivering a number of toilets that will be sufficient for the number of women that uses them? So the question now is, when will we stop delivering projects for paperwork compliance, and when will we start delivering projects for people? So how does this apply to health and safety? In health and safety, we've got very limited prescribed standards. So when we advise on health and safety design issues, this advice is mostly based on the risk assessment. So therefore, if a document doesn't state what exactly is to be achieved, then the designers won't have to tick a box. No box to tick, no tick needed. What's very important to remember that ticking boxes for the building control requirements won't keep the client or the designers out of jail. And why I'm referring to that specific point is because very often when we want to advise the client on the health and safety issues, the designers come back at us with the statement that building control didn't request it. The ultimate responsibility for health and safety on the project is with the client, as per CDM Regulations 2015, where the client must appoint competent people, and then designers, as per CDM, must address significant health and safety risks. So, following the concept from the previous slide, some risks are easy to ignore, as there is no prescribed standards. It's all based on the risk assessments. So if we don't have a particular standard to say what exactly needs to be installed, or what height or what level, then it's very difficult to actually persuade the design team that that safety feature is needed. But that safety feature could be a simple going beyond the box concept that could improve safety of future occupants, of future maintenance contractors. When we look at the environment and sustainability, I'm thinking approaching a project from a different angle. So we have installed, we have built and designed for many years in the same way. Why not propose an innovative solution that will make a difference? Do it only because it will make a difference to the environment. It could actually tick a box for the client and another one for the environment. A design change that aims at better outcomes for the environment will benefit the client, the user, the local community, and most of all, it will benefit us, all of us, the human race and the planet. So instead of delivering a waiting room, why not deliver a waiting room that will wow? A waiting room that is going to be more sustainable, that will be more accessible to everyone, and that is going to be safer. At the end of the day, people are remembered for what they did differently. If you look at the history, for many, many years, women had a very specific place assigned at home. And only women that stepped outside of their assigned box have been remembered by the history. We've got a lot of statues of men that achieved things for the world. And we've got very few women that have stepped outside the box, and it's something different that they assigned role. And these women have been remembered in the history. So why not being different, delivering different design and being remembered? To be a project manager, a quantity surveyor, a designer, or a principal designer. Those changes we suggest, they do not need to be big. and costly. They could be as little as the right color scheme for the waiting room that will offer better visual contrast, so therefore better accessibility. It could be a quantity surveyor suggesting a more sustainable product or more sustainable material. Or we could suggest to the client a safer design solution that will not require a specialist access equipment. Those design changes will, at the end of the day, also benefit the client, not only the human race, the environment, the people that require better accessibility, but also the client. Stepping outside of the standard design produces a design that is safer, that is more accessible and more environmentally friendly. On overall, is just a better design. So why not make a difference and deliver a design outside the box? Thank you very much.